Foundation, YouTube, BHF Movies. Like I've always said, please, I want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I want you to get as much people to get involved. I want to ensure that before December we are up to 3,000 subscribers. We get 3,000 subscribers. This is a youth program. Time Out to Hello There is a youth program where we give 10 minutes useful advice to the youth. So please you share, like, comment, give your suggestions and also your opinion about what we are doing and how to improve. We've received calls by a lot of people who want to be part of BHF movies because we are moving from school to school, from state to state, speaking to our youths and encouraging them and advising them because it is obvious that the government has no plan for the youths. Don't deceive yourself. The crop of leaders we have today are leaders who are interested in lining up their pockets. And once in a while, they will just give stipends for people to play around with. While they are engaged in massive looting, just give stipends. If you want to receive government grant of 25,000, 50,000, these are naira. When they have borrowed billions and billions in dollars, they just change from naira so you can play around with. Just like the situation we have during the last Buhari regime when we have the trader money, where shillings and peanuts were given to the traders, 10,000, 20,000. And this came from Abasha's 200 and is it 300 and 311, if I'm not mistaken, $1 million. So which they took peanuts and they shared it. Now we don't know how long we'll still continue to experience this kind of leadership in Nigeria. But I look at it now and I say that except we take our destinies in our hands and trying to see how we build up a nation, uh, Nigerians will continue to suffer. There's no hope for it. There's no effective leadership anywhere. The kind of news we hear daily are not news of accountability. Yesterday, I said something. I said, if you're in a position of leadership, you must be accountable. You must be accountable. And as a leader, you must understand you are working for the people. So you don't display such level of arrogance like what we saw during the media interview when the minister was speaking and saying, who do you think you are? You are this, you are this. He's a Nigerian. He's a young Nigerian, and so he wants to know about his government. So if you know your hands are clean, you don't need to be jittery. You don't need to begin to answer in panic. It's quite sad. If you're in a position of leadership, anywhere, any position, you should be held accountable. And I pray we are able to get it right because we live in a situation right now where the judiciary in Nigeria is in its lowest ebb, the lowest ebb so far. A situation where people don't have confidence anymore in the judiciary. Nobody have trust in the judiciary because we've seen judgments that look strange, where judgments are given based on technicalities. Even when the facts have been stated, you begin to hear people talk about technicalities, using technicalities to maneuver their way and ensure that they give the wrong judgment. And people begin to hear and see. So the judges must be accountable. People must be accountable. Now we are also receiving conflicting reports about the tinted glasses, whether to be or not to be. There are some vehicles that are bought and brought to this country with tinted glasses. And you say you need to go and get special permit again for those tinted glasses. And when you get there, they tell you between 50 to 60,000. So everything is done in Nigeria to ensure that people suffer. While we are trying to recover from the 5% fuel tax which they talk about, we see all kinds of things. Have you the schools are about resuming? Have you asked yourself how much is the school fees? We are living in a time where we don't queue anymore for fuel. The queue for fuel is not the main thing right now. People queue now for gas. You queue for gas. In my area, I don't have light for almost a week. I just brought the light. There's no fuel. You can't buy fuel. There is no gas. There is no light. It's quite disheartening what we have today. We should have leaders and leadership that are accountable. And this is the reason why you see there's no love for Nigeria as a nation. There's no love. You can't have a great nation if the people don't love the nation. Now, look at Israel, for example, a nation that is Israel, a nation that is at war. People are traveling, cutting short their holiday in the US and traveling to Israel to fight Hamas in Gaza. How many Nigerians they try it? We've seen a lot of things where people talk about they regret being a Nigerian. Because we see all kinds of corruption that is taking place and people are not accountable. Of recent, we received a revelation of how a former governor, a serving minister bought houses abroad. And nothing was done about it. He's still a serving minister, he's still a minister in the government. People said he's kept there so that he can be able to deliver one of the Niger Delta states. So it doesn't matter the sin you commit, as long as you can deliver any of the states that are crucial, you are free. After all, a serving senator once said, who was a former national chairman of a political party, said, once you are a sinner, you're a looter, you loot the treasury. As long as you can defect to our party, your sins are forgiven. So we see the country as a joke. Because everything you see now speaks of abnormality. No wonder things are not working. They are concentrating so much effort on fighting Yahoo boys. Where the main Yahoo people, nothing is done about them. The politicians have a feed day. They are protected by those who are in authority. As long as you're a politician, you're a former governor, you're a former senator, you are this, you are free. No matter how corrupt you are. So I ask myself, those who are looting, stealing money from abroad, stealing money from misguided and wrong-informed elderly women, widowers and the rest, or those who are looking for a relationship and they've been scammed, and those who are looting our treasury, which one is a bigger crime? The money the Yahoo boys are stealing, they're not stealing from the government. It has nothing to do with the government. We're talking about people who are stealing from the government. These are crucial issues. Nothing is done about them. Nothing. Well, the former governors were accused of stealing stealing over 100 and something billion. So much noise was made by EFCC. And at the end of the day, they just roll out the normal format. They got him arrested, take him to court, do a little bit of jamboree and there, take him to Kirikiri or to prison. He spends 2 weeks there, he grants bail, and that's the end of the matter. The man is in his house. And we are talking right now, he's back into politics. He's still a strong force in the state, where even members of the House of Assembly were sitting on the ground when they were addressing him. They are too small to sit on the chair when he is talking. And the achievement is that so much money have been looted. I just pray we don't get to a situation where the youth will make up their mind that enough is enough. Because the looting is much. The lawlessness is much among our politicians. And one of the things I've discovered that the politicians have done so far is to see that they extend a hand of generosity to some of the law enforcement agencies so that they can also join in the looting, so that they will not complain. And as it's commonly said, once you're on the table, you observe table manners. You don't complain, you don't make much noise when you're in the table. As long as we are eating together, there's nothing you can do about it. But we need to be accountable. BHF have done what it can do. Like I said, by next week we are going to be visiting the Niger Delta states. We've gone there before. We are going back again, and we are going with the same campaign: campaign against drug, campaign against cultism, and also encouraging the youths to embrace and do what is right. It's very difficult in Nigeria. I've been confronted in many situations, even on campuses. The youths have confronted me and said, these things you are saying is not applicable in Nigeria, because Nigeria, it is fraud that is reigning. The bigger you steal, the freer you are. The only time you will have problem with the law is when you don't steal enough to go round. When you steal 10 million naira, 5 million naira, they see it as insulting because it can't go round. But when you find yourself in a situation where you steal 500 billion, 200 billion, of course it goes round. Everybody will benefit from it, from the security to the judiciary to those in power. So you steal for everybody. You are free. It's not the criminals that are punished. Those who are punished are those who don't steal enough. Because what you steal, what you embezzle in government is not enough to go around. You'll be arrested. You'll be dealt with. But when you embezzle something that is huge, that can go around, you are free. You are safe. So we must run an accountable system of government. And like I said before, please, I want you to subscribe to BHF Movie on YouTube. It's a 10 minutes program every day. Normally, it's supposed to be between around 7 to 7:10. But we are coming out with this special report now because we're having celebrations all over the world, from Europe to Asia to the Middle East. There seems to be celebration because the Hamas terrorist organization have just agreed and signed a peace deal with Israel to end the war in Gaza. Because the people in Gaza have gone through 2 years of tremendous pain, 2 years of homelessness where they move from place to place, 2 years of stress, 2 years of debt, 2 years of pain. And you must understand how October 7 started. October 7 started when the Hamas terrorist group, which is an offshoot of the Muslim Brotherhood, came to attack Israel. About 1,200 people were killed, and about 250 were taken hostage. That's where the war started. And Israel went all around and said, no, we must repay, we must revenge, return back our hostages. And to date, we have over 70,000 Gazians, Palestinians, that have been killed due to Israeli attack. And they insisted that the war will go on except they release their hostages. And so more and more Palestinians have been destroyed. I'm so disappointed in Europe because European leaders were busy thinking of how to recognize Palestinians, and they completely ignore the hostages. Israelis still have 48 hostages. Nothing much is said about it. They went to United Nations and under pressure because Europe the Islamic fundamentalists have succeeded in infiltrating Europe. And so because they don't want riot, look at what happened in Italy. Places were destroyed and burned. They were trying to try that nonsense in America until Donald Trump stopped it. Because we've always known that this immigration stuff, if it's not well handled, is going to destroy Europe and America completely. Look at Britain, for example. London is completely gone because the Islamic fundamentalists have taken over London. And they want to enforce their values. When they come to your city, they're not coming there because they want to live according to your law. They come there because they want to insist that you must live according to their law. I saw a clip some time ago where somebody was insisting that there will be Sharia law in America. I begin to see how crazy these people are. You leave your Islamic country, you didn't go to Ghana, you didn't go to Saudi Arabia, you didn't go to Iraq. You travel from an Islamic country, you travel to as an immigrant to America, and when you get there, you want to enforce Islamic law. On what basis are you doing that? That's madness. And the only thing I want to advise the world is that, especially Europe, If they don't do something about the inflow and the influx of immigrants, they will take them back 200 years. Because those laws are archaic, those laws are destructive, those laws are retrogressive. And I pity the ladies who are part of them that are trying to enforce such things in Europe and America. They are doing it out of ignorance. Because the truth is that Islamic law does not favor the woman. Women have no right under Islamic law. Well, it's not a religious program, but I just want them to know, especially the ladies, that they should not be part of those who are fighting, let them free Palestine, free this, free this, free this. If they allow themselves to be carried away, they will be destroyed. Because the laws are anti-progressive laws. The laws are not in agreement with the Western civilization. And so far, the Jews, Israelis stood their ground. Europe as a whole should be able to be grateful to Israel. Because if not that Israel stood their ground in trying to protect and defend Western civilization, the West will have been destroyed. And if not for Israel, these Islamic terrorists will have taken over the whole Europe. Because the truth is that if they succeeded in doing what they want to do in Israel, the next place they will go to is Europe. So Israel is a stopgap. If they succeed in taking over Israel or pulling down Israeli government, they will move straight to Europe or move straight to America to enforce those archaic laws, retrogressive laws. But it's good, maybe the world needs it. So we are grateful that the peace deal has been signed. The Hamas have endorsed the 21 Gaza peace deal plan that was orchestrated by Donald Trump. The Arab nations, the Western nations, Israel, they've all agreed. And already Donald Trump has already been tipped to win the Nobel Peace Prize, because with this one coming on board now, this should be the eighth peace deal across the world that Donald Trump has been able to broker, with only one remaining, which is Russia. And if Russia has agreed, if Putin has agreed to carry out with that peace deal, there will have been peace. Because if you look at it, this is over 3 years now, going to 40 years. What impact have Russia made? No single impact. What territory have we taken? More people have been killed, millions of lives have been killed in Russia. And so the question you want to ask yourself, is it worth it? The lives that were killed in Russia, is it worth the fight? What have you done? You've not taken up anywhere, just sending drones to nursery school to kill people, to kill women and children. Is this war? And when Putin came to that war, he said in 3 days, it's walk over. 3 days is going to 3 years, going to 4 years. The simple thing I've done, we will have embraced the peace deal that was brokered then by Donald Trump. Will have saved Russia this embarrassment. With all the support that Russia is getting from North Korea, North Korea, and also from China, they've not been able to go any further. The Ukrainians have fought and fought well. They have fought like men, and they've been able to hold Russia standstill. And the way this war is going, with the support of NATO and the US, the Ukraine soldiers have the tendency to win this war. So I want to say again and again, congratulations. We thank God for congratulations to Donald Trump. No matter what they say, we love Donald Trump. We are one of the best. He's one of the best presidents in America so far. It's not like a Sleepy Joe. In less than a year, we are beginning to see the impact of the leadership of Donald Trump around the world. And every American should be proud of Donald Trump. Every American should be proud of Donald Trump. This is the kind of president you are proud of, not presidents that will go to world meetings and they will be sleeping. Not presidents that have terrible reputations around the world. It's unfortunate, it's painful and shameful. But like I said, congratulations to Donald Trump, congratulations to the peace deal, to the Israelis. There's celebration all over Gaza. There's celebration. In Tel Aviv, they're swinging and praising and people are dancing over the Spirit zeal. And so from Monday to Tuesday, the hostages, remaining hostages to be released, 48 hostages, 28 alive and 28 dead and 20 alive. And the war will cease, and Israel will begin to embark on gradual withdrawal from Gaza. So what we are saying is that when you love the people and we begin to take steps that shows that you love the citizens will also love the government. There is no normal citizen, no normal. It's only liars and abnormal people that will begin to love a government that doesn't love them. And I wish the Nigerian institutions, Nigerian leaders should be able to know that the people will love the government who takes their interests at heart, not a government that brings policy that wants to destroy the people in the name of reforms while they are reforming their pockets. We know all these things. Look at the coastal road they are building, trillions of naira to build coastal road. And the road within the country is bad. But somebody is talking of coastal road. When the citizens of that place, you can't even travel from Lagos to Warri safely because the roads are bad. They use 20% of the money they are using for this coastal road and fix all the roads in Nigeria. We'll be at peace. But they won't do that. They will do the one that will give them money. So I want to say, please, we have to lead by example. We must show that we love the people. So the people in turn will show that they love the nation. Take good care of yourself. Have a wonderful night rest. Thank you very much.